The UFO conspiracy. As described by the dictionary definition, the UFO conspiracy argues that evidence of unidentified flying objects and extraterrestrial visitors is being suppressed by various governments around the world. From a recent well, not recent, but over a nationwide survey, over 76% of surveyors said the government was not revealing all it knew about UFOs. The first conspiracy, if you will, I'm going to talk about is called the Black Knight. It's supposedly a 13,000-year-old satellite that orbits Earth. But not just a satellite, it's what scientists theorize as a space probe that contains a faraway map to an alien planet called Epsilon Bootes. And Nikola Tesla founded it, or I guess discovered it, and a long time ago. He discovered it by receiving radio signals, which then were theorized to be attempts from the inhabitants of Epsilon Bootes to communicate with humans. Another theory is JFK sending astronauts to a planet called Serpo. It's another faraway planet. The project began after the government saved the life of an alien in Roswell, which we'll get to later. The alien was so grateful that we saved its life that it decided to return a favor and had 2 ships from his planet, Serpo, come and pick him up and 12 astronauts, specially trained astronauts. And then the astronauts it took 37 light years to get to Serpo. This is all, theorized. And once there, spent over a decade learning about its inhabitants, which they were called Ebens, these little fellas. And spent over a decade there learning about it. I would assume this is what they depicted it out to be. There's 8 that came back because 2 of them died on the trip and 2 of them decided to stay in Serpo and be friends with the aliens. This took place in 1965. The Ebens were a peaceful little community that lived in a government-free society, and there was over 600,000. In 1947, the Roswell Air Force Base released a press release saying that they had found what they thought was a flying saucer, like a metallic disc, and then very quickly afterwards decided to change their wording and said that what they found was a destroyed weather balloon. So, I would assume that the government scared them into saying that, but I'm not sure. Jesse Marcel, who was a local farmer around the Roswell area, was interviewed and said that the wreckage that he found, whether it was a weather balloon or something of a UFO, was a very, very thin metal, weighed almost nothing. When he compared the thinness of it, he compared it to the thinness of a aluminum foil and a pack of cigarettes. And he said when he tried to hit it with a 16-pound sledgehammer, it wouldn't bend or dent or anything. Oh, and it would not burn as well. Area 51. This is a real sign, which is kind of disturbing if you look at it and read it. There's also other signs that say trespassers will be shot. What it is it's basically it's underground. There's underground labs, hidden tunnels, and supposedly there's a dedicated extraterrestrial runway that can disappear and reappear, as well as a place where you can use reverse alien engineering technology and take stuff aliens made and make it our own. So some of the examples are titanium, the bulletproof vest, a transistor radio, the remote control, laser technology for like teeth whitening and removing tattoos and stuff like that, fiber optics, a microchip, and night vision goggles. The Roswell aliens, they were said when we autopsied them, they were said to have, their eyes had like lenses on them that made it so that they could see in the dark. And they were all wearing like super cool Kevlar like vests, I guess. And the UFO they were in was like transparent. When you went inside of it, it was like see-through to the outside world. And then the Men in Black, or the Majestic 12, there's not really too much on this subject because they don't want, they're much like, they don't want to be known, but basically anytime you know about an alien or something, they'll come and question you or basically tell you that you don't know anything and what you saw was a figment of your imagination or something like that.